If this was my last day on earth and this my final speech, this is the message I'll leave with you. The story of a man I never met, my great 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 grandfather George. 170 years ago, George was brought here in chains on a slave ship from West Africa. His last name, Tomlinson, was given to him by the man who owned him. Tomlinson was the slave owner's last name. What extraordinary courage it must have taken for him to rebuild his life after the life he was born to was stolen. How did he reclaim his identity, his dignity, when he had no freedom to choose for himself? I grew up on the land of a former slave plantation. And although I didn't know this as a child, it is where my great 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 grandfather tilled the soil. A few years ago, I visited that same plantation in Central Texas with my family and stood in the slave quarters where he lived. It's now named Tomlinson Hill. My name began with the man who owned my great 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 grandfather. Now it's proudly carried by me, my children, my extended family. People stop me on the street because they know me as LT, the football player. But after football, people have begun to recognize me as LaDainian Tomlinson. Not simply for what I did as a football player, but for who I am as a man. The family legacy that began in such a cruel way has given birth to generations of successful, caring Tomlinsons. I firmly believe that God chose me to help bring two races together under one last name, Tomlinson. I'm of mixed race and I represent America. My story is America's story. All our ancestors, unless we're American Indian, came from another country, another culture. Football is a microcosm of America. All races, religions, and creeds living, playing, competing side by side. I'm almost finished.
No one will have to destroy the white man. He will destroy himself.
What is the primary purpose of your new political social action organization?
We are organizing the Muslim Mosque Incorporated, which has as its spiritual base the religion of Islam, and has its political philosophy, political, economic, and social philosophy, black nationalism.
And just what do you mean by black nationalism? Is it the same thing as black superiority or what?
Black nationalism means that the political philosophy of black nationalism means that the black man should be in control of the politics of his own community, that the politicians in the black community should be black men answerable only to the people of that black community. The economic philosophy of black nationalism means that the black man in the black community should be permitted to be re-educated to the point where he can see how to establish his own businesses and factories and control the economy of his own community, whereby he can employ himself, clothe himself, and house himself, instead of having to be a welfare recipient or constantly begging the white man downtown. And the social philosophy of black nationalism is that the black man should be proud of his own society. He should be ready and willing at all times to eliminate the ills and evils of his own society, and thereby not having to force himself into the white society where he is not wanted.
Today at the press conference, you've advocated the formation of Negro rifle and shotgun clubs, said that Negroes should take rifles and shotguns into their homes again for self-defense.
No, I said this, that in areas where the government has proven itself unable and or unwilling to defend the Negro from the vicious attacks of the racists and the bigots, and where their churches are being bombed and the little girls are being murdered, then it's time for the Negro himself. Since it is legal to own a shotgun and it is legal to own a rifle, it is time for that so-called Negro man to wake up and be a man and do what is necessary to protect his life and his property as other people in this country protect their lives and their property.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another broadcast, another live broadcast on the forecast. Yo, what's going on, Raw? Yeah, you hear him? Yeah, my brother talking about, oh, I'm of mixed race, and we came together under this one last name. Yeah, you as the slave, bro. What are you talking about? But obviously Tomlinson, the white slave owner, Tomlinson taught him well enough to pass it all the way down to him, an NFL star who's making all this money. And I know I'm not going to talk about football or nothing, you know what I'm saying, because I talked about it last time. But I'm not going to lie, man, because I'm going to show something else that kind of pissed me off too, But I'm not going to lie, I'm still kind of pissed off, like, because just looking again, it happens all the time. I guess I ain't get tired of it yet, but like the weakness of like black men is just crazy. I know MD too. Like I'm allowed to say black males too, because I understand it all the way. You know what I'm saying? Black male, grown adult males, you know what I'm saying? The real humans, you know what I'm saying? Like so many black men, like all we do is like talk about like football and all this stuff. That's all you do is like talk all that. It's the most important thing, you know what I'm saying, like to us. And especially one thing, like, because you know how many black men approach me talking about some damn Colorado in the last 2 days, you know what I'm saying? And this is just crazy, you know what I'm saying? It's just like disgusting. And I was like not even joking. I'm like telling them like, yo, bro, like y'all, I have to say Uncle Tom's for someone, but like I'm like, yo, y'all is straight cloning out here. Yeah, what up, highly favorite? Oh yeah, no, I thank you. I appreciate that. I just had this, because like a couple things, and I'm not gonna talk about football or nothing, but I just seen so many black men come on here talking about like, oh yeah, well, coming to me like, hey, you seen like, I'm like, bro, like first of all, y'all ain't even never say nothing about this whole Deion Sanders stuff, and then one brother was like, oh well, he just want to prove to them that they could do it. Like, is that black people, especially black men's mentality? We just want to prove to white people that we can do something. Like, that is like crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they choose to stay asleep. You know what I'm saying? And it's a fear thing, but it just kind of made me, because I was like saying like, yo, someone thought it was funny and stuff. Like, I'm like, yo, y'all is straight. Well, I couldn't say cloning, but y'all was straight because I had to say what they knew. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, y'all is like, you know what I'm saying, sellouts right now, you know what I'm saying, like y'all straight cooning up, and it's just crazy, and they think it's funny. I'm like, no wonder we slaves. I'm looking around like, yo, no wonder we in the situation we in. You know what I'm saying? All these grown black men just be docile. I was under the spell too. I used to watch that stuff too. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then at least I was like woke up and realized like, yo, get out. It may be a spell, and I don't even be saying all of that stuff, but like, just the trends of watching the game on TV put us as such a docile thing. And it's crazy because these athletes is big as hell, strong as hell. That dude, Damian Tomlinson, is like, you know what I'm saying, like 6'3", like 200 something pounds, run 4'5", you know what I'm saying, or whatever he run, you know what I'm saying, can jump strong as hell. And he's sitting up there talking about, oh, thank God for my last name, because it was, I'm here bringing us together or something, talking about I'm mixed race. as black as this brother is, talking about he mixed race, and these is like literally diesel brothers. I don't know if you ever seen like football players, how big they really are. The ones that look small on TV, they big as hell. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy. And there's so many brothers out here that just be so docile when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? And then they talking about like Colorado. I gotta see Colorado, like of all the places. You know what I'm saying? Like there was no Colorado fan. Now y'all buying all of this merch, and you know what I'm saying? Like giving that white school all of this money. You know what I'm saying? And we just don't even get it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sports, religion, sex, drugs keeps us distracted and sleep and like in a state of like, oh, I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I understand when you be like, yo, we can't like with the going to do it, because that's a part of the everything. You know what I'm saying? Now these brothers run around flying, doing all of this stuff, and they talking about, oh, it's diverse. I'm bringing people together. Well, obviously not in the boardroom. These fools got a thing, but it's still black men will look at like who know we all know like who this like white dude Jerry Jones is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, especially entertainment. You know what I'm saying? We all know who Jerry Jones is, and they'll be like, I can't believe he said that, and still watching them talking about we, the Cowboys, and stuff like that. But you'd be like, black stuff, like, oh no, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then be like thinking it's funny, because see, I get it. I mean, but you will be slaves. That's why I was like, yo, I understand how we keep being slaves still to this day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you go to somebody's house, oh, they watching the game. You know what I'm saying? You go somewhere, oh, you see the score? You know what I'm saying? Strangers to talk to each other. But if we be like, oh, what's going on with our children? You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody got nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let's go to the school. Nobody want to be like, but if I be like, oh, let's get together and watch the game, you know what I'm saying? Brothers would be like, yo, all right, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So look, I'm like I said, I'm not gonna talk about football. So like, and I'm gonna try to be quick because I do got other stuff. I want to show something else that kind of made me mad, right? But you know, just stories from players. Is there racism? Look how big this
Exist.
is.
And the reason why I asked you this is
These
because
brothers
you
was
look
like
at
linebackers, diesel as hell, lifting like 400 pounds, running. You know what I'm saying? Like fast as hell. You know what I'm saying? And it's on some yes sir, no sir stuff. You know what I'm saying?
what recently happened with Josh Donaldson. Him and Tim Anderson. Josh Donaldson made the comment to Tim Anderson twice. He called him Jackie. You know, it really made me sit down to think. I have plenty of years playing inside of the game, being inside of the locker room. As a player, from a code standpoint of just how you treat each other, I thought that was kind of weird. So I was like, well, why in the hell is he calling him Jackie? And he did it 2 times. So my question to you is this: is it racism inside of the locker room?
The one sacred place that you think you have is the locker room. There's a lot of things that
Ain't
go
doing
on
a lot of
inside that
spreading for some
you know
diesel brothers.
the outside world isn't privy to. A lot of
This
conversations.
was like talking to like black
but
dudes on the damn
does
street.
racism
Like,
exist in the locker room? Yes.
Racism.
they're more concerned with black women. Yeah, I mean, because and there's a reason by it, you know what I'm saying? Because it ain't no guns and the repercussions when it comes to, but the talent. That's the thing I don't even understand. They are the ones who make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of brothers who do that, you know what I'm saying? Like that is one of the issues, you know what I'm saying? And these joints probably gonna mess up, but these joints is short anyway. So does they use the N word?
Why do you use it? And I was like, what the hell you mean why I use it? I use it because I can use it.
My bad, y'all. Oh, this ain't working. Y'all get the point because this ain't even important. You know what I'm saying? see what's going on. Cause this ain't even why I'm going to talk about it, because we all understand that, you know what I'm saying? We know what's up. So give me 1 second. I'll go past it. Cause yeah, you gotta. My computer messing up. Hold on, let me stop real quick and see if that worked. I guess not. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I need a new computer or something. But anyway, y'all get the whole point. And it's just disgusting to see how many like brothers would come at you. You know what I'm saying? Um, like they got something to like, like brothers who wouldn't necessarily even talk to each other. You know what I'm saying? They'll go all the way out the way to make sure, you know what I'm saying, like you'll just talk trash about the game or talk about anything like that, you know what I'm saying? And then everywhere you go, you just see brothers huddled together, just quiet, talking about that, watching that. And even if you take the time to watch it, at least talk about something important that'll make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, I mean, a lot of that stuff, you know what I'm saying, with the TV, and then especially like after they started having like the black exploitation films, and then the rap music came, you know what I'm saying? Um, a lot of that stuff started happening, you know what I'm saying? But yo, let me play this real quick, right? Because this dude like is gonna say they're gonna cry racist, but nobody really did that. But I seen a lot of sad black people like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, why do y'all even care? Like, I ain't even wishing bad or good or nothing. But it's like because a lot of us just want like integration and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully the stuff play. I'm gonna you know what I'm saying? I guess I ain't gonna be on here long because it's messing up anyway. Now, it's irrelevant, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they, talking about like and like arguing about it. And you see you see other athletes, entertainers, you know what I'm saying? Like um rappers, Lil Wayne bringing them out, and Lil Wayne be sitting up there talking about Black Lives. I don't know none of that stuff. I'm just human, you know what I'm saying? A white man saved me when I was a baby, and it was these N words that shot me. You know what I'm saying? Now he walking Deion Sanders out because it's like us N words want integration. We just want comfortable slavery. You know what I'm saying? We'll be slaves. You know what I'm saying? Just make it comfortable, but it's just a psychopathic nature that we dealing with. Now, before I show y'all what I want to show y'all, I do want to play this video because it could tell you, like, I think the way I took it, you know what I'm saying? You can see the vast difference in the mindsets here, you know what I'm saying? With the stories from two different people, right? And hopefully it played because I want to show you this before I show you, the other thing that kind of, that really pissed me off, But of course, it's all messing up again. All right, let me see. She said, yeah. She seen a post on whatever, you know what I'm saying, and said, "Oh my God, is this where the cool white people are?" Because they have to be the good white person, the good white man and white bitch is got to exist out there somewhere, right? You know what I'm saying? Maybe in Ireland. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Now they smile in your face, you know what I'm saying? So like maybe we can invite the Irish, the Irish go to Ireland and get invited to whatever the hell they got. Maybe they's a good white folk. But listen to the different mindsets with the two different, you know what I'm saying? And she said, tell her who you think is right between these two. Yeah, people will talk to you. Yes, some people are nice. Now, he's probably lying because he's going to South. He's talking about white people in South Africa, which we all know about all of that. But this sister, you know what I'm saying, is saying like, well, yeah, Ireland is so great, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, people smile in your face, you know what I'm saying, but you don't know the mindset of we obviously don't know the mindset, you know what I'm saying? Tomlinson ain't teach my brother that good enough. Oh yeah, I can't hear it. Oh, I see why. My bad. Damn. My bad, y'all. All right, so I'm gonna just play it. Thanks, Raw. I wasn't even having it on there. Thanks, Raw. All right. So I'm playing the. I don't know if you didn't hear what the black girl said about going to Ireland.
Enjoy their first snow in Ireland, and it was posted by an Irish newspaper. I thought, oh my god, I don't want to read these comments. I scrolled down and I read the comments, and actually everybody was so delightful. They were like, oh my gosh, ladies, stay warm. Thank you so much for taking care of us. Hope you guys are enjoying Ireland. And I was like, oh my gosh, is this where all the cool white people are at? So 2 weeks later, I book a flight to Ireland. I'm in Ireland right now. And I have to say, Irish people, you guys are the highest quality Europeans I've ever encountered. I can't understand a word of what you guys are saying, but I love you. I was taking a walk around my hotel this morning and I encountered a white Irish woman and an African woman sitting down, and they were clearly in the preliminary introductory phases of their relationship. And the Irish lady invites her to sit down, she shakes her hand, introduces herself, and she starts asking her questions about her culture. And the African lady barely speaks any English, but they're having such a genuine, wholesome interaction. Even when I first arrived here, the cab driver went like 3 feet in the wrong direction and he apologized profusely the entire rest of the trip, which is wild because I live in Turkey and I get scammed out of at least 10 American dollars every cab ride. In general, everybody is just extremely nice. Like,
Hi there, guys.
All right, now that was the sister talking about going to Ireland because that's obviously where the good white people reside, is in Ireland. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, they smile in our face. You know what I'm saying? They will talk to you. You know what I'm saying? But I just want you to see the difference in mentality.
right. In general, everybody is just extremely nice. Like,
Hi there, guys. To all my South African friends in Ireland, when you work abroad and
He said to my South African friends in Ireland. I guess that's where she's from. You know what I'm saying? So this is his message back to her. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Ireland and her being a black girl. You know what I'm saying? And the person asks, "Who do you believe?"
hey guys, to all my South African friends in Ireland, when you work abroad and you live in a place that's green, like this island, it's a privilege, but it's not easy. With that said, you will have to leave your family, your friends, everything behind to come and start a new life. It's not easy. And also, it's not easy to make new friends in this place, especially when you're South African. So, truth be told, think twice before you leave home. Because when you come to another country, you will be handled and treated worse than rubbish. People will talk to you. Yes, some people are nice, some people aren't.
Yeah, some people will talk to you, yes, but you will definitely be handled and kind out of it because all apparently they have to do is smile at us no matter where we are in the world, and that's good enough for us, I guess.
But it's what it is. So, to all my friends working abroad, good luck. I know now how it feels. Have a good one, guys.
Now he's a white boy in South Africa, you know what I'm saying? You already know what's going on with him, you know what I'm saying? But let me show you this and this is, I know the sister was talking about Ireland and like what's up, but when I was watching this, and a lot of stuff don't be like pissing me off, but this kind of low key pissed me off, you know what I'm saying? And I do want to play it because like I was kind of mad at this. Now, if you don't see here, you know what I'm saying? Now, and this is the only I don't see in the crowd on the floor. The only sister in this image here in Ireland, you know what I'm saying, what she was just bragging about, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like kind of low key, you know what I'm saying? Like, pissed me off for real, like when I seen this, you know what I'm saying? Like, now look at this, and I understand, but, as long as we don't watch a newspaper Irish people leave nice comments under a Facebook thread, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll get the other message about what was up for real, you know what I'm saying? Like, so check this out, Like, oh yeah, she coming back with more. Maybe like we get our children's like heart broke, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then there's people in the comments like, oh yeah, it's like the first time that we experience it. Like, you know how disgusting that is and how much you should be every fiber of your being to stop that from happening, you know what I'm saying? Well, it's just casual, my first experience and how young we were, you know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of trauma is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy to me, you know. And it's like, yo, people is like, where is her mom? Where is the people there for? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or anybody. And like, why the hell is we in Ireland any goddamn way? You know what I'm saying? Yo, it's just crazy. Like, but like, where's like the adults in this situation? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a good point, you know? It's just crazy, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna front like this kind of, you know what I'm saying, made me mad, you know? Because it's just like, you know. And this just be crazy, right? Because, and we wonder why we be like in these situations because like we be rather like watch football, but if I talk about something like this, people don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like they rather just be sitting back watching the game, you know what I'm saying, or whatever they're doing, you know what I'm saying? But this is what we subjecting our children to every day. Oh, I remember, well, you got to prepare your children for this. I'd rather prepare them to be ready for, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Because this is just like crazy. But like, and I understand, like, you know, all the stuff that I like have witnessed and, you know what I'm saying, read about and all of this stuff. Like, so, and I try not to be like, but this one kind of pissed me off too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I was saying. Like, when you be like, yo, hey, you know, yes, I hate that if my friend be like, I went to the doctor and they, you know what I'm saying, didn't do me right. You know what I'm saying? Or my mom go to the doctor and they don't do her right. And I can't do nothing about it because they don't think we don't feel pain. Yeah, I hate that. You know what I'm saying? Or if they doing somebody dirty on a situation, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I hate that you can't change it. But at the same time, it's like when you at a job, like if you don't like what's going on, everybody could just get on the same page. Like, nah, we not with that. But people gonna be like, oh no, oh Lord, I gotta feed my family. Which, you know, I'm not trying to judge you, but you'll be a slave forever with that mentality. And then if this just the consequences of all of this, you know what I'm saying? So now we done moved over to Ireland because that's where the quote unquote cool white people are. But then you will see what the truth is, you know what I'm saying? No matter where you go on this earth, you can't escape it.
I can only imagine how the mother or whoever related to her felt during this time. This was not just right, and projecting it on a child, shame.
Yeah, it's just crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like you see like, you know, like do you see another black person anywhere in this, another human being and anywhere in this picture? But we just be in so many other places because it's like, and then none of the other places can operate without you. It's just like with football, like we got to be up in their stuff and their leagues, but they can't have a damn league without you. You think, I don't care who they are, the shysters, the rednecks, like Jerry Jones, you know what I'm saying? You know, the dude from Mark Cuban or whatever. I don't care who they are, you know what I'm saying? They need you. They can't get out there. Ain't nobody gonna watch or pay for them. They're getting paid off of you, doing all of the amazing stuff, the warrior stuff that you do. They just aimed it in a direction where you just run into each other and hit your head. And then when you get brain damage, they be like, oh, well, you already had a lower IQ. But I mean, that's because they like, damn, why would you play for me? Like, figure, well, you must have a lower IQ because you don't even need me to be the middleman and make billions of dollars while I pay you. No, it's no different from them making, you know what I'm saying, millions of dollars and paying you 20 some an hour. They're making billions, you know what I'm saying? And they may give them, because most players is getting like 300,000 or something like that. But we just sit there and watch like, dude, why didn't you like break your neck to tackle this dude from scoring a touchdown for this white dude to make billions of dollars? Because I already spent my money on. But anyway.
Gymnastics Ireland is embroiled in racial
What up, Coco?
controversy after a shocking video showed a young black competitor being skipped over during a medal ceremony as her white peers were each given an award. The actions of the official has sparked outrage online, with thousands of users condemning what had taken place. Amongst those, Olympic champion Simone Biles also condemned the heartbreaking incident and said she had sent a video of support to the young girl after her parents reached out. The video shows
I'll play this because I am say, because, you know, she's the GOAT in this event, Simone Biles. Simone Biles, she is the truth in gymnastics, you know what I'm saying? Like, won more stuff, and then they got mad at her because the white girls could probably break their neck doing what she could do, you know what I'm saying? But she reached out to her, and I, you know, wanted to add her because, she, like I said, she won medals too when I was showing the other, you know what I'm saying, things, because, you know, they hate on her, but, you know what I'm saying? So she reached out to the, you know what I'm saying, young black girl. But, you know.
Video of support to the young girl after her parents reached out. The video shows a lineup of young gymnasts awaiting their awards, with the little girl excitedly waiting for her medal.
Now, we're not going to talk about damn regular, you know what I'm saying, stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, like, stuff like picking cotton and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying, even just as far as their Olympics, you know what I'm saying? You think America would win anything if black people ain't run for them or jump for them or shoot for them? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Like, you think they would have anything?
Before being overlooked. Gymnastics Ireland has now apologized for the incident after the girls.
No, they tried to say, oh, it wasn't racist, you know what I'm saying? It was just an accident. You know,
was due to racism.
So I have an update about the little black girl that was discriminated against.
All right, so you know that was, so you know, and then the last thing with, because with Simone Biles, Biles, you know,
developed a signature move that premiered at the 2013 World Championships in Antwerp, Belgium. The Biles appeared at the end of a tumbling run and included a fully extended double layout flip with a half twist. But not everything worked as well as her new move at the competition. Soon after Biles won a bronze medal for her performance on the balance beam, some took issue with her victory. Italian gymnast Carlotta Ferlito complained to an Italian interviewer.
Oh yeah, because we know that we could go to Italy if Ireland get too high for us, but no, this is what the Italians are saying.
That she told her teammate, quote, "We should also paint our skin black so then we can win too." According to the Undefeated, you're
gonna have to change your genetics too, you know what I'm saying?
Italian Federation spokesperson clarifying the remarks went on to say, "The current trend in gymnastics is going toward a technique that opens up new chances to athletes of color, well known for power, while penalizing the elegance typical of Eastern Europeans." Both apologized, and Biles chose to ignore the racist commentary.
Right, so they talking, and they like to do that, like talking about some damn elegance. Like, the hell is elegant about? Who knows? I don't know what the hell they be doing in Europe, and they talking about some damn elegant. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't get it either. The smell got to be crazy, you know. I guess I don't have to play this one because this is just like racism in Ireland. Does it exist? You know, absolutely. You know, because it's not just like the anti-black stuff is just everywhere.
Today's conference was told how the ugly monster of racism has taken to our streets.
So we don't even have to do all of this because we just saw it with our own eyes, you know what I'm saying? So Now, another thing as far as like, you know, being prepared and stuff like this, because like we play their games all the time, and that's why we be hungry, you know what I'm saying? Because they eat off of us, off of our, because a number one thing that they eat off is literally our bodies, you know what I'm saying? The physical labor and the physical means that we have, you know what I'm saying? They profit off of it, you know what I'm saying? Our brain damage, our destruction, our ideas, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you definitely got to be like prepared, you know what I'm saying? To be able to protect yourself, because let me say, like, now this just happened, you know what I'm saying? Now, they ain't even talking about this like on the news and nothing. They mentioned this stuff like one time a while ago, and I think I seen it. I think I talked about it, how this white dude in Maine was talking about threatening a black woman, you know what I'm saying? Talking about, I'm going to kill you, you know what I'm saying? And this is why, you know, it's important to, you know what I'm saying, as Cassandra would say, have your candy bar with your peanuts, you know what I'm saying? Because no matter where you go in the world, you know what I'm saying, there is a culture of anti-blackness, and we try to escape it as much as we like. We have this escapism into like even mentally with football, you know what I'm saying? But the minute that we understand, you know what I'm saying, physically, mentally, our stuff, you know what I'm saying, the things that we create, invent, you know what I'm saying, the way that we talk, you know, the hair that grows out of our head, literally, you know what I'm saying?
A man from Lewiston is facing charges and a civil rights complaint now for what Maine's Attorney General is calling a racist tirade. The AG's office says Charles Barnes left a threatening voicemail for a black woman. Officials say in the voicemail, Barnes says he was parked outside her apartment and was, quote, waiting for someone to step outside, and the first one who does is going to die. Officials say Barnes also used a racial slur and he wanted to kill the woman, her child, or her boyfriend. Barnes faces a criminal charge of terrorizing and is accused of.
Now, we seen the other dude running up to the sister's door with a knife, like, and this is what I'll be talking about with the brothers. Like, we be sitting there watching football, like, and we'll do the violent stuff even in the sports, but most of us would just sit there like docile, you know what I'm saying? When we under extreme duress, you know what I'm saying? We have no protection. And that is something that we cannot get around, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have no protection, then it's always going to be a problem. And as long as they keep our mind even with this stuff, like until we have a like football league, then I'm not going to watch it, you know what I'm saying? Or a basketball league, and really more to the whole system put in place for you to survive, so that we can have these comforts of going to the thing. Because anything we do would be supporting us, will be supporting us, and not things that will be shocked that don't like us, you know what I'm saying? And if we sitting there in the house or with our jerseys on and all of this stuff, but we find reasons not to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't no we and us when it comes to black people, but it's we and us when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, the Packers or the Cowboys or whoever, you know what I'm saying? We're going to continue to have all of this stuff, like all of these issues. And it's true, it's like, it's kind of like weak, you know what I'm saying? It really is like weak, you know, and that's how we stay slaves, you know what I'm saying, forever, you know what I'm saying? Because there's no protection, because we too busy, I guess, like under this trance, you know what I'm saying? Now they didn't really talk about this dude on the news, and you know what I'm saying? This dude, I didn't really want to play his video, but he gave an update, and I wanted to show his face, you know what I'm saying? If it comes up, I don't know if it will.
A racist man.
Oh no, that's so crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to restart this one. I don't know, man. I guess I'm gonna just have to get a new computer or something.
I hope you quote that poetry when they convict you of 5 years.
Yeah, he gave his
a racist man sentenced to years in prison now, because he said he was going to kill him an N-word. Anybody that came out of his neighbor's home, put him up full mass. Give you the background. I'm killing me an N-word, is what he said. A man from Maine.
Now, as the thing is, we think that we can escape it. Like, oh yeah, well, other black people is, but then you run right into something that is meant for your destruction. You know what I'm saying? Because these very people gave us the ideas when it comes to anti-us. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so crazy. And even with, you know, I like watching the Nzinga movie. You know what I'm saying? I think all of y'all should watch it. It's in Portuguese, but it got subtitles. But it's like a good movie. I think is accurate. But it shows like they like, nah, you know what I'm saying, this other tribe. And you know, Nzinga was like, no, it's the Portuguese, like the Europeans, we got to get them up out of here. And you know what I'm saying, the men in the tribe was more so like, nah, we like like certain tribes was like, you know what I'm saying, like they would be fighting each other, you know what I'm saying, and the whole time it's the Europeans doing it, you know what I'm saying. But we never protected ourselves from the European. We always run from ourselves and put ourselves in worse situations. We go out to their neighborhoods where it's way more dangerous for us, you know what I'm saying. And I don't know if y'all ever been to the hood, because people that say that probably never even really been there, you know what I'm saying. Most people there is just regular people, you know what I'm saying. It's like older women, you know what I'm saying. A lot of stuff is a poverty mindset. That's the area, that's the problem, you know what I'm saying. So we try to run out to them where these psychopaths are, you know what I'm saying, and then be like, oh, my neighbor threatened to kill me. And we saw what happened to the other sister, you know what I'm saying. And we don't want that to be happening again, because he said he would shoot her child, you know what I'm saying, the boyfriend, whoever, you know what I'm saying. But anyway,
said he wanted to kill any black person that came out of his neighbor's home, according to the Department of Justice. He now faces 5 years in federal prison. The man's name is Charles Allen Barnes. The 47-year-old Maine man is facing federal charges.
All right, so y'all know that. I want you to hear his response, you know what I'm saying.
Hell of a thing. According to the DOJ, he faces up to 5 years behind bars. Charges were announced. He said, and I quote, ever since the story put out by Maine's Attorney General came out about me, my life has been hell.
The meaning he's out of jail right now, you know what I'm saying? But he's complaining about, oh yeah, people getting on my nerves after I threatened to kill them.
Between consistent tampering with my car, harassment from a few customers, eviction, death threats, etc. He said, according to the outlet, charged and convicted are two separate things, but no one cares. In another post Tuesday, Barnes shared a link to the Eminem song, Love the Way You Lie, featuring Rihanna, and wrote, all I will ever be is a monster pretending to be a man.
All right, so you know he hit the European two-step. All right, so let me show you one other thing, because I was like, even the hair out of your head, they would take it. Because before I go on to the last thing I want to show, because it's not just here, but check this out. All right, I was only like 30 seconds. I didn't want to play this last.
Everybody look at this fresh ass jit, fresh motherfucker, trendsetter, real jit. Look at how fire this shit is, boy. The Twister, that shit is heat. Look at that. Mine fresh as fuck. Real ass shit. Take your bitch.
What the hell is going on? I don't know what the hell be going on in Europe. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to show y'all that real quick. I didn't want that to be last, you know. But let me play you this, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a couple things I want to show you. Shouts out to the sister for what she's doing. But
great-great-great-grandparents' eye. Why should they have to pay now for what an ancient ancestor did?
I don't have to start it over. Well, maybe that was the right part.
More and more black countries speak up about wanting reparations, rightfully so. But listen to this caucasity.
Why should somebody who maybe had an ancestor 7 or 8 generations ago, long before they were a twinkle in their great-great-great-great-grandparents' eye, why should they have to pay now for what an ancient ancestor did? Or why should they apologize for what an ancestor did centuries ago? Why do they still carry that burden?
Oh, it's not a burden at all. You are one of the beneficiaries of that slave trade. So this is not a burden. You should be concerned, and you should pay, because you today are still benefiting from the greatest indignity to a human being, and that is the slave trade. And not only did you benefit during the slave trade and your country developed, but look at what it caused the developing world. During slavery, resources was used to build your country, build up your capacity. You were able to then become competitive. You were able to invest in mechanization, and developing countries like ours were left behind. So you should be very concerned, because you are a prime beneficiary of the exploits of slavery.
You feel that it's not just about the finances involved here in terms of reparations for slavery, it's about the gestures. And you think that the British royal family should make a big gesture, don't you? What do you mean? Hand over a palace to your country?
Well,
oh, yeah.
no, we don't want the British to hand over a palace that we built. You know, if you go into many of the palaces in Britain, you will.
I wish I could like run it back, but he was like, "Oh, I want to build it," and the white dude ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? That's how you troll them too. By the way, if anybody likes doing that, I like doing that. You know what I'm saying? I like trolling them, pissing them off. They don't like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
See the lovely green heartwood from Guyana. You will see the sweat, tears, and blood of the slaves who were exploited.
So what do you want?
And the revenue that was earned from their exploitation. So we're not asking for a palace. We're asking for justice, and a fair form of justice to the ancestors and to the greatest injustice that has ever been done to human beings. You can enjoy the palace, and when we visit you, we'll also enjoy it.
The raft is coming. We are seeing.
All right, so he was like, yeah, we don't want the power. Well, those jewels on your neck is ours. You know what I'm saying? That they was in forests. You know what I'm saying? Dying of, being dirty. You know what I'm saying? It's literally it's history. It's the Dark Ages is what they call it. You know what I'm saying? But we want all of that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, all of us want all of that. You know what I'm saying? So, but the thing is, just like with anything else, you know what I'm saying, they make a profit off of you, you know what I'm saying? And while you be hungry, you know what I'm saying, they sitting there running game on you, and you left hungry, and they left with all your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be your bodies, whether it be your actual family, or whether it be your stuff, or the resources under your feet, or your house, you know what I'm saying, or your children, or your car, or whatever it is they want to take at the time. And I hate that we ain't doing nothing about it. So yeah.
200 euros per kilogram. It was previously paid.
Right.
It's not today's price.
The revolutionary government in Niger has just increased the price of uranium that it exports on the world market to 200 euros per kilogram. It was previously paying, or rather charging, 80 cents. The French were getting Niger's uranium for 80 cents.
Talking about a scam. See, my MG2 is the only person I hear talk about this, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'd be like, definitely support MG2. But, even when I talk about like the minerals and the land and stuff, like the first thing we gonna find is something negative to say, you know what I'm saying? But the scam is they taking this stuff, the resources, and I don't know if you know what uranium is used for, you know what I'm saying? And not just blowing stuff up, you know what I'm saying, but also electricity and different things you can do. But also I was gonna show something else with electricity, but I know it may cause something, and and that's even with the trees and stuff, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, they raised the price up. They was charging 230 something, and they was paying 80 cents for it and getting most of it. And it's how they power their stuff,
per kilogram. And the world market price is 200 euros per kilogram, which is what little Macron will have to pay from now on. You see, it pays to stand up for your rights. That's what the people in Niger have done. It remains to be seen if the people in Nigeria will now do the same.
You know, the question is, you know what I'm saying, can we stop watching football, you know what I'm saying, for like 10 minutes and like not be slaves, you know, more, you know what I'm saying? And then if we want to make football, you know what I'm saying, a thing in our nation, then so be it, you know what I'm saying? But we can all go back to enjoying our regular lives as scheduled program 700 years ago, or maybe even 3,000 years ago. But depending on when you got infiltrated and converted. But anyway, so check this out, you know, because I'm gonna end it with this, you know. And like I said, man, if you wanna, my brother MV2 is, you know, the only one that be going like in depth, you know, but I just, you know, listen, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
We're not only interested in extracting resources, we want to partner with you to create local value chains, to create good jobs here in Africa. We want to share European technology with you. We want to...
This is the French. This was the Portuguese. This was the Spanish. This was the German. This was the Dutch. This was the Russians. This was, you know what I'm saying? We don't just want to steal all your resources. We don't want to just export your resources. You know what I'm saying? We also want to take your people too. You know what I'm saying? The smartest and brightest and the biggest and strongest, if you have them, and that's what they call them, the winches. You know what I'm saying? To reproduce more of them with. You know what I'm saying? You can also send us more of them. You know what I'm saying?
We're not only interested in extracting resources. We want to partner with you to create local value chains, to create good jobs here in Africa. We want to share European technology with you. We want to invest in skills for...
And it's like NFL and stuff, right? Because they be like, yo, we want to, you know what I'm saying, give you European stuff. And I'm like, what the hell? They was like, throwing the baby out with the bathwater before you did anything. And then like you just like, hey, come on in, you know what I'm saying? We having the ancient cookout, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't, and the problem is we let them in and now I can't even tell you the name of what we used to call our cookouts, you know what I'm saying? Because we let them in. And today we have not learned a lesson, a valuable lesson. And how many times can you make the same mistake? Like, it's just crazy. Like, how do we not understand or learn our lesson? Like, it's just crazy, you know. And I think it's important for like the older generation to actually take the time to show, you know what I'm saying, the cycle happening over and over again, and have faith in the next generation is going, somebody's going to be smart enough to go to the next step, you know what I'm saying? But damn, sometimes I'd be like, what the, you know what I'm saying? Like, no wonder they can just extract our resources. All they got to do is, you know what I'm saying, set up a soccer net, you know what I'm saying? And while they drilling for oil, or BP show up drilling for oil or cobalt or, you know what I'm saying, lithium or, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying, don't bring me no damn sister talking about mineral resources. She got to be, you know what I'm saying, scamming. But anyway.
In extracting resources. We want to partner with you to create local value chains, to create good jobs here in Africa. We want to share European technology with you. We want to invest in skills.
She was about to say talent, but they have no talent. Their talent is getting you to give up your talent to do it for them. You know what I'm saying? We want to take your stuff so we can share it back with you after we make a profit and all that stuff, and then make sure all of our people is good, and then maybe, you know, do business with the Asians if we want to, or maybe do business with them. And if we don't decide to kill you in the meantime, then we'll share our technology with you. We'll let you get a cell phone and, you know what I'm saying, Tupac CD or something, you know,
with you.
With some,
we want to
with a Walkman, and you know what I'm saying, we'll give you a Walkman.
Invest in skills for local workers. This is crucial for the young people, because The stronger you are as suppliers, the more Europe will diversify supply chains towards Africa.
The more you give us stuff, the more we'll sell it to everybody else, including your ass. And matter of fact, we just gonna make your ass get out there and work for it for like 20 cents or something. And then we're gonna sell it for like 2,000. And then back to you, you know what I'm saying? We'll give you a discount, right? For 2,000. And as long as you maintain yourself as damn suppliers, then you know what I'm saying, we definitely gonna be selling it.
The stronger you are as suppliers, the more Europe will diversify supply chains towards Africa, and the more we both will de-risk our economies.
We? What is this we stuff?
About wanting to work together with Africa to create job opportunities, share technology, and make.
Guess what you think Shell BP told Nigeria in 1959 or something, you know what I'm saying? What do you think they told them about that oil? You know what I'm saying? Hell, what do you think the French was telling the rebels during that civil war? You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? As long as you cut me in, we don't just want to take your resources, you know what I'm saying? We want to develop your culture. And we was like, okay, yeah, as long as you know what I'm saying, we go get to play football, you know what I'm saying? Okay, for sure.
Make things locally. This comes after African countries have.
Okay, if any of y'all want to say something, say it. Just tell me, put the link in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Just say it because I don't know who's going to try to hop on. Because I don't know who's listening, you know what I'm saying? But anyway.
And make things locally. This comes after African countries have been asking for fair treatment, better.
No justice, no. There's a commonality with black people, right? It's certain thing that's damn sure in our damn DNA. I don't know if we were saying, well, we had justice for ourselves, you know what I'm saying? But damn. I like to see the rebel side, you know what I'm saying? I gotta play this one more time just because you can replace this with anything, you know what I'm saying? It could be like a speech to like, you know what I'm saying, rookies coming in for like football training camp, or African leaders or black leaders of nations and black countries, wherever it may be, you know what I'm saying? Or getting you on your 9-to-5 job, you know what I'm saying? It's just listen to the speech they give you.
In extracting resources, we want to partner with you to create local value chains, to create good jobs here in Africa. We want to share European technology with you. We want to invest in skills for local workers. This is crucial for the young people. Because the stronger you are as suppliers, the more Europe will diversify supply chains towards Africa, and the more we both will de-risk our economies.
The president, African countries have been talking directly with countries like Russia and China instead of going through other countries like they used to. They're doing this because they want to stand up to Western countries, especially France, for taking advantage of Africa's minerals. People are also worried about a pipeline that brings energy from Africa to Europe.
No, they was finna put a pipeline that goes straight to you. They would just go like, we don't even got to go over there no more. We just put a pipe in the ground and suck it right over here through the ocean. And America want to end on it. Joe Biden all of them want to end on it too. This is a whole bunch of other stuff. Like we can't even like, you know what I'm saying, get our pothole fixed. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, like, hey, let's fix our potholes so we can worry about some greater stuff. But the problem, I think, because this is a touchy subject, you know what I'm saying? The problem, I think, is that we can read a newspaper and some people can say some nice stuff to us and we'll go to their land and say, hey, maybe this is where the cool white people are. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll be like, oh, yeah, I got on the bus and some white lady looked me in the face and said hi. And, you know what I'm saying, this white dude, you know what I'm saying, he said, excuse me. And this other white bitch, it surprised me, she held the door open. That must mean, you know what I'm saying, my child ain't going to experience racism in a gymnastic event. Or I think that's the problem when we talk about certain things. And this is something that even back during Queen Nzinga time, you know what I'm saying? She was like, okay, let's side up with X, Y, and Z to get rid of the Portuguese, you know what I'm saying? Now, the problem is, like, the Dutch and whoever white she sided with, they've always been the same way. All of them, anywhere they have been, you know what I'm saying? It did not work, and it made her keep, like, losing certain battles, but she fought until she couldn't anymore, until she was an older woman leading her people into battle. You know what I'm saying? But she was like, okay, let's work with this European to push out this European. And it's been, she's like, we've been trying that since then, you know what I'm saying? The one thing that I have not seen, because the one thing even then they argued about is, well, this tribe, you really want to work with them? You know what I'm saying? Because I can give them a little bit of a pass because maybe they wasn't up on European culture, psychopathic natures, and you know what I'm saying? All of this nonsense that was, who knows what was going on in Europe? We see what's going on today. We can't explain it, you know what I'm saying? But you know, one thing that seemed to have worked is when the tribes did unite, they was able to win battles, you know what I'm saying? But when the tribes fought each other, only Europeans won. At the end of the day, they just had Shell BP bringing out the gas while millions of us died of famine. You know what I'm saying? It's like literally a game, you know what I'm saying? And we die of famine, you know what I'm saying? Yo, what up, MG2? Yo, I don't know how long you've been listening. You want the link, MG2? I'll play this one more time because I showed this. I'll show this for MG2. If you let me know if you want the link.
Yesterday's price is
Because MG2 covers this. I'm not really covering it. It's just like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm ready to go watch some football right now. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Eli Manning playing or something.
not today's price.
The revolutionary government in Niger has just increased the price of uranium that it exports on the world market to 200 euros per kilogram. It was previously paying, or rather charging, 80 cents. The French were getting Niger's uranium for 80 cents per kilogram.
It must have been like an NFL contract or something to them, right? Or to us, or to all of us, right? We share that in common.
And the world market price is 200 euros per kilogram.
The average Negro goes for about 200 to 400, you know what I'm saying? Depending on what he can do, how fast he can run and jump. And we charge 80 cents, you know what I'm saying? Even for us, you know what I'm saying, ourselves.
Which is what little Macron will have to pay.
Okay. I'll put the link in there real quick for MG2. Because it's kind of good. This is at the end, you know what I'm saying? It'll be right on time, you know? But yeah, man, it's just crazy. You know, black men just kind of pissed me off. I was telling them, you know what I'm saying? They was like, why are you telling me about some damn Colorado, bro? Like, and then I go to a bunch of black men's houses. They watching football, you know what I'm saying? Like, what in the hell? And it just, I was like, yo, why are you? I had to use those actual terms in real life for them, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all is cloned out right now. Y'all is cloning to death. Like, y'all Uncle Tom's, Uncle Sam's too, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, from now on, you see, it pays to stand up for your rights. That's what the people in Niger have done. It remains to be seen if the people in Nigeria will now do the same.
Oh man. All right, and because there's only one more after this. Because I want MG2 to hear this, you know what I'm saying? This viral speech. I know he heard it, but you know.
We're not only interested in extracting resources. We want to partner with you to create local value chains, to create good jobs here in Africa. We want to share European technology with you. We want to invest in skills for local workers. This is crucial for the young people, because the stronger you are as suppliers.
Yo, what up, MD2?
Always good to hear you there, Brother Forecast. Yeah, I haven't been on long enough, but I'm glad you brought up some of the geopolitical stuff. But I'll listen. If there's something else you wanted to, I'll go ahead and present.
Oh yeah, no. I'll just I'll play this for you. You know what I'm saying? I was talking about a couple of things that just pissed me off earlier. You know what I'm saying? I had to just show Deion Sanders and stuff, because too many black men for my comfort rolled up on me talking about some damn Colorado and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, you never even talked about none of this before. And then today, like, nothing, like, you see the game, you see this, look, the score is this, and then you go to places, and then all of this stuff is just happening around us. And then I seen that little black girl with the medal. I don't know if you saw that, MD2. Did you see that?
I don't know if I hadn't seen that, no.
Okay, let me show you, because it's like 10 seconds. Was like the black girl, she didn't get a medal, you know what I'm saying? In a crowd of
Roiled in racial
no, that's the wrong one. All right, so this isn't.
Let's take a look at it.
No, nobody in the crowd was black but her. Look right at her. Looked over her. Now, and I'm gonna just play just this speech because it's only 30 seconds right now. This could be about us watching football, you know what I'm saying? Our bodies, it could be our nation, our resources, anything that we got, but they're not only interested in extracting them.
In extracting resources. We want to partner with you to create local value chains, to create good jobs here in Africa. We want to share European technology with you. We want to invest in skills for local workers. This is crucial for the young people, because the stronger you are as suppliers, the more Europe will diversify supply chains towards Africa, and the more we both will de-risk our economies.
All right, so what you think about that, MV2?
Well, Africa is no different than that young child. They get no medals. We get no medals. And a lot of that is actually our fault. Because anytime when I see a gazelle try to go to a lion or a hyena's den for acceptance, for acknowledgement, to, try to go ahead and, even if it's for commerce, for like supply chains and other things, then the gazelle is going to actually live the fate of a gazelle that goes to a hyena's den. Africa and Africans are the most wealthy, not just in terms of what we have underneath the ground, but even ourselves, our bodies, our talent, our minds, our innovation, the things that we could do. We've got 3 traits that no other race has that we only black folks exist in, but yet we don't use it because we're constantly trying to go ahead and get acceptance. Now, I'm not saying that little girl tried to get acceptance. She's doing what a little girl does. She's participating and whatnot. But the thing is for us to even be shocked or even be surprised that these animals that other folks call people, these Europeans, are going to act as they do, then it kind of questions our intelligence. I mean, we're not dealing with a species that has any harmony on this planet when we're talking about these Europeans, these Anglos. So therefore, all of us should be aware, even from the age of 1 to age 100, that, hey, this is not our environment. That's a hyena's den. Anytime we go to their home or their so-called events or their so-called whatever, it's a hyena's den. And those hyenas, like Ursula von der Leyen, who I've been talking about the European Union for, a grip, they're responsible for the new slave trade that's happening, i.e. what happened with Libya, Syria, Yemen. It wasn't just Libya that started this. A lot of this happened even before then. So the thing is, and the Ursula von der Leyens and all those before her are actually the ones who literally laid the groundwork. Because why? They're like vampires. They want African resource and then want us to pay nothing on it. And then therefore they could say, well, why are you coming into my home? You know, my immigration won't allow you to come in because, you know, you're not supposed to be here. But yet I'll go ahead and steal the stuff underneath your ground and make you impoverished, create terrorism in your lands to make you want to come to us. But then we're going to reject you. And then in the meantime, while we reject you, we're going to go ahead and try to see how many you can die in the way. I mean, it's just us as African, Brother Forecast, still don't get it. And that's no different than the brothers who were playing over there or who you were talking to about the CU game. That so-called Colorado game with Deion Sanders is another form of assimilation. Not necessarily, when I say assimilation, or it's another form of going into someone else's home and thinking that we matter. This young girl was in somebody else's home and they showed her quick, I don't care who you are, but you still don't matter. Ain't no different than the so-called European Union or France and all of them that are literally, you know, raping Africa to the core. I mean, if you look at 88 cents per kilo compared to 200 euros, which is about almost $300 per kilo, 88 cents goes in to $300. That's over 300 times. That's like a 500 times increase. So therefore, it's just kind of telling you that, you know, clearly we're going into someone else's house thinking that they're human, and there's nothing human about them. The problem I get is the problem with our intelligence or the lack thereof. Ain't no different than the CU games and all that. You know, the brothers that are watching sports, and I know there's a lot of good brothers that love that, but I question their intelligence. Here's what I mean. These are not games and things, not even the devices we watch are made by us. So anytime you assimilate your time and your energy into something someone else is presenting you, if you're not learning from it, if you're not profiting on it, if you're not, you know, innovating with it, if you're not using it as a security device or something, even if it's time, like a football game or a YouTube channel or an educational thing, if you don't have something you're profiting on that you can actually expand, and not only expand, but also teach and invest in, then you've already assimilated your time and energy into something that doesn't even matter to you. And I hate to say that because I see that happen to us, Brother Forecast, relentlessly. I did the video last night about Ghana. Ghana, and not just Ghana, excuse me, Nigeria. Nigeria, and I was going to present this later on, Nigerian students, I mean, we're talking, you know, young black folks that really want to get their lives together so they can repatriate that technology and that stuff back home. But the perception of that threat alone of Africans doing for themselves or even out-competing and outpacing someone else, then Nigerians are the last to get visas. Okay, it's a 54% increase, or I think it's up to 54% now of rejections of getting student visas. But if you're East Indian, Arab, Chinese, or white, and you live in Nigeria, you will get a US visa quicker than a Nigerian. This is just I'm not saying we want to assimilate. I'm just saying that this is the world we live in. We're living in, you know, a complete hostile environment because it's not our environment. And what you're showing, Brother Forecast, you know, the thing is I'm glad that individuals like the Ursula von der Leyens and others are doing what they're doing, because hopefully we'll get a clue. I don't care how we get it. We'll get a clue that we, being the most resourceful, most intelligent when we're in our right mind, the most dynamic, the most, I mean, innovative, you name it. Things, 3 traits that we have no one else has. Once we start seeing that the world is what it is, which is a hostile environment, we'll start repatriating that stuff to each other and starting to use it to build and protect each other. I'll pass the mic there, Brother Forecast.
Yeah, MD2, and like I said, you like, and that's why I'm like, yo, MD2 and you popped up at the right time. And you know, the thing about it is, MD2, I told them to their face, like, yo, I was like sell out, you know what I'm saying? I had to use like words like Uncle Tom to some of them, you know what I'm saying? Because it's older and younger ones. And I'm like, yo, y'all literally doing this. Why are you talking about Colorado and buying their merch and all of this nonsense when we was just complaining about affirmative action? Like, I wasn't complaining about it, but they was complaining about they're kicking us out of their colleges. So now we got to support HBCUs. That's what's just people talking. And as people think it's funny when I say, oh, you're like cooning, you know what I'm saying? Like, for even like, why, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Because this is the real world. They're not up on, you know what I'm saying? Like, most of the people that's out here is not up on it. And it's just sick that our bodies and our minds is just used for like, and we just like don't understand. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like with this young girl, a lot of this stuff, I try not to let it piss me off. That actually pissed me off. It got to me. I'm not going to lie. Like looking at that young girl and what she, and I don't, and where was her mom and all of this stuff, you know what I'm saying? But like I showed before, a sister was like, oh, well, it was some Irish, you know what I'm saying, that was saying something nice because it was like black girls go to Ireland or on a post, and she was like, hey, it seems cool, let me travel there. And they smiled in my face. And then the white dude came on and said, well, yeah, they may smile in your face, but they're going to use and abuse you. And we have so much things in our face that we see this. But then when I go around, I see brothers like, yo, what's the score on Colorado game? Like, what? Are you serious? Like, first of all, even if you're talking about football, you ain't even talk about Jackson State. But first of all, like all the stuff that was going on, and this is the stuff I see brothers communicating on. Like, we could put our stuff aside to joke and talk trash about football and all of this nonsense when all of this stuff is going on, even if you want to watch football. Like, and the thing is, like she said, we're not just going to extort your, take your resources, you know what I'm saying? Like, whether it be your mind, because once you get done with football, they be like, your IQ is so low. This is what you're saying, MG2. They was like, your IQ is so low that we can't even compensate you for a CRT or whatever, CTR or whatever they call it, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, like, they wouldn't have anything. She like, when you become better suppliers, we'll be better at selling it back to you. You know what I'm saying? You the damn ones with all of this stuff, like whether it be like your bodies, your literally your mind. And so they like, yo, they're saying like, why would you play for me? You know what I'm saying? Like, your IQ must be low if you're gonna like risk your life and play for me. And nobody's gonna watch Mark Cuban shoot a basketball or Jerry Jones catch a ball. They're gonna watch you do it, but they making billions. And like they said, with 200 euros to 80 cents, I don't know what the difference is, but that's what we selling our bodies for, our land, our children, our resources. And we, like he said, like, well, it must be your IQ is low, so we ain't even gonna compensate you for doing it. But I don't know if you got something to say about that, MD2.
I wholeheartedly understand there, Brother Forecast. That's why I said that I question our intelligence. You know, every day I'm working on my project. I went all in on my project for a reason, because I said, instead of talking about a situation I've seen for at least the last 55, 60 years, probably more than that, I said I have to change it. And let me give you a good case in point. I'm out there working out today, okay? And I go out to work out like every other day because I want to get into fight training. Okay, I mean, really, I don't mind getting up there and doing an MMA against a 20-year-old, probably get my ass whipped, but god dang it, I'm gonna look good. But let me tell you something. When I go to work out, the median age is around my age. You know, I'd say the median age is in the 60s, mid 60s or whatever. You know, that's like the median age. I couldn't say the mean, but the median. And the same faces are out there every day playing dominoes, talking about football, playing dice, smoking weed, listening to the good music from the 80s and the 70s, drinking up, and once in a while have a little cookout. And it's been like that for almost 18 years every day. Some faces fall off, some faces stay. I've seen either younger guys in their 40s now starting to get in there. And my dad always said, water always reaches its own level. And I like to joke around and piss black folk off because I say, oh yeah, these are slaves, but they are. I love them because I like to go out there and I'm like, at least we're alive, we're out there enjoying. I would hope that they were doing something other than just hanging. Because I mean, again, this is like the hanging, like anywhere from 10 to 12 hours a day, just doing nothing. But then I had to say, as you were talking about them brothers that are literally, their lives are sports. Their mindset is whatever somebody else presents them, entertainment or whatever else. I have to say, I cannot project my freedom onto someone who doesn't want to be free. These are individuals that clearly don't want, and when I say freedom, I'm not talking some ideological freedom. I'm talking about taking over the planet. I'm talking about creating a project. I don't care what the project is, but something that the world wants, needs, can't do without, and ready to kill for. That's what I try to create. That's what I'm looking at every day. I'm like, whatever I do, it's got to be the greatest thing that even Elon Musk will do my dishes because he wants to have it. He'll kill Jeff Bezos to get what I got. That's the mentality that other races have. in this global Thucydides trap. You know, this thing called a cage match called the planet, because every race is fighting to try to get up on top, except for us. So the thing is, Brother Forecast, the brothers that you were talking about reminded me of the folks that I've been seeing for at least 18 years now that are out there 12 hours a day doing nothing. I mean, I love the fact that they're enjoying themselves. They got a little piece of life or whatever, but the man hours and the energy that was spent, and especially the knowledge from years and decades of folks that have been around, because, you know, these folks are, you know, 60s and 70s. So they've been around for a while. You know, a lot of 50-year-old, you know, mid-50s, whatever. So it's like there's a lot of knowledge and talent of the years that they've spent in this hell called United Snakes that they could go ahead and apply it to something that for these young folks to learn. So therefore, we can go ahead and compete against somebody out there that we have to buy stuff from. So this is something that I've noticed, you know, quite often. And that's why, Brother Forecast, when you're talking about that, I say that, you know, a friend of mine says, man, just let the dead bury the dead. I can't say that about us, even though that might be the proper thing to say. But what I can say is water reaches its own level. And that's a level that I understand that maybe my level is a puddle and their level is an ocean. But my puddle's gonna be be able to, you know, quench a lot of thirst of a lot of people before that ocean can do it, because oceans are salty water. They might have the biggest puddle on the planet, but if it's salty, no one can drink. I might have a little puddle that might be the size of spilled water, but as long as mine is clean, you can drink it. As long as I give you something that you can compete and innovate and protect, you know, and you know, it's not a waste of time, then hey, you're not going to go thirsty. So the thing is, you know, I had to learn that a long time ago, because I used to get frustrated, like, you know, folks they don't even see what's going on. But then I said, hey, that's a different level. Now the thing is, on that young child, that is something that has happened to me. If you watch the old movie with Richard Pryor called what is that? He played the race car driver, and oh man, I can't remember it for the world. He was a race car driver, and Grease Lightning. If you watch that movie, Grease Lightning, and you see what they did to Richard Pryor, and it's a real story about Wendell Scott, the NASCAR brother who was NASCAR driver, you know, champion. And what you saw right there is no different than what they did to Wendell Scott, especially that one scene. It was really a particular scene that Richard Pryor did in that. It was clearly, you know, what they do to us all the time. So what it is we still have not learned that we are in competition for our lives against everyone who is not black. You know, and unfortunately, many black folk out there don't realize it and put us in this competition. The thing that I saw with that little girl, I said, oh yeah, that reminds me of some stuff that I've been through. You know, you maximize, beat everybody out, and then all of a sudden they'll either not give you the medal or change the rules and say, oh well, you know, you must have done this wrong, because they cannot compete. Brother Forecast, this shows exactly what we're dealing with. Europeans, anyone, no, Asians, doesn't matter. They cannot compete with us. That's why they put us in these so-called menial jobs. They don't want you to go ahead and innovate something and create something, you know, an invention that'll make, you know, that'll change the world, because they know as long as they keep you entertained with sports or beefing on social media or, you know, going to the club or playing games and whatever, as long as you're doing that, you're not competing against them and getting yourself out of a problem. I saw this thing with Ghana. You know, sorry for being loquacious, but I got to tell you this.
Oh, you good.
I saw this thing with Ghana, and Ghana is literally the price of energy goes up to where a brother can't even give another brother a haircut. I saw that the other day. He's like, yeah, man, the biggest problem we have here in Ghana is the cost of energy. You know, electricity is going up, and now, you know, we used to cut hair like 3 times a week. Now we're gonna have to pare it back. That's cutting hair. Something we know brothers love to do. A young brother cut my hair the other day, best haircut I ever had. And so the thing is you have Ghana basically going to the Ursula von der Leyens, giving everything from gold to uranium to lithium to you name it at 88 cents, because it's not just Niger, you know, that's doing it. Burkina Faso has a lot of uranium. That's why they had to kick the French out, those Frenchies out. You know, Ghana, you know, you name it. But then you have Ghana and Nigeria wanting to go ahead and invade Niger. And still yet, France has, you know, literally all the uranium is like 30% of France's energy supply, and only like 18% of the homes in Niger, and less than that in Ghana, are supplied by nuclear energy. Okay, so it's kind of like it's like, yeah, your brothers can't get a haircut, but you're going to go ahead and give the thing that could save you. You're going to give it to France at at 1/500th the market price. So it's just like I said, I question our intelligence, even though, like I said, they're different puddles of water. My puddles of water are innovators. They're folks that aren't afraid to go ahead and say, look, I want to build a nuke so I can nuke France. They're not folks that are my puddles of water, however small they are folks that said, look, I don't care. I'm not scared. I do what I want. And hey, consequences be damned, because they'll pay a bigger consequence than me. That's the frustration. In other words, Brother Forecast, I don't get frustrated anymore. I just say, hey, if that's their lives and what they want, they'll forever be chained, no different than our ancestors. And then when they're on those cotton plantations, they'll be sitting back to those of us who are free, saying, I wish I coulda, shoulda, woulda. I'll pass the mic there, Brother Forecast.
Yeah, MG2, and that's what made me think of even the Hunger Games, you know what I'm saying? Because we're not even competing for like what, like when you mentioned even Ghana, right? I was watching earlier, right? This brother who was Ghanaian, and he was in America, and he was like, his family kept asking for money, and it was pissing. He was complaining about it. He was like, oh yeah, well, inflation has hit me here too in America, you know what I'm saying? Because his family kept asking for money. And it's literally crazy, because you see that all of this stuff is there, like from whatever the avenue is, you know what I'm saying? It's all from our personhood to the resources to whatever it is, our ideas, you know what I'm saying? It's all right there. And then it's just the idea of like, you know, Black men as brothers. Like, unfortunately, we watched our wives, our mothers, our daughters, our sisters literally be like taken out of our shack. It's like, yo, somebody run up in your house and then like steal all your stuff, rape your wife, beat your kids, make them work all the time, clean up, wash the tub, clean the bathroom, and then make y'all sleep in a tent outside. And then anytime he want to, or he have visitors, your wife, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And as Black men, we like let that happen. And then even to today, these dudes, I don't know if you ever seen like football players, you know what I'm saying, like how big they are, how fast they are, how strong they are. And then like they be like, yes sir, you know what I'm saying, like, oh yeah, my owner said I can't do that, you know what I'm saying, you know. And it's just crazy. And they think that dude Antonio Brown is tripping when he like took his jersey off and all that stuff, but that's a whole nother issue. But it's just the regular Black men, you know what I'm saying, Black men in I would say my family, like, yeah, do whatever, you know what I'm saying. You go there, they sitting there watching football, you know what I'm saying. And it's just crazy, because they'll turn around and then be like, well, Jerry Jones is racist. I can't believe it. It's still watching the football game. Like, it's just like, that's the part of the part of it that, like, when they was talking about Kyrie Irving, like, basketball, this is crazy. I can't believe they trying to buck break them. Well, you're going to get rid of the NBA package on cable that you don't. Like, no, I ain't gonna do that, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, this is wrong, though, you know what I'm saying? Justice, no peace, and then be the most peaceful, you know what I'm saying? MG2, I got one more thing. You want to say something before I show the last thing to you? Because I want your opinion on one more thing, because before I get off of here.
Yeah, I listen.
All right. Now, forgive me for this, right? I have to play this. I hope this. Okay, yeah, this is it. And this is not the last thing, because the last thing is more what we were just talking about. But I just had to play like 20 seconds of this, because this Black conservative dude, this the coach from the other team, you know what I'm saying?
Rooted in substance, not flash. Rooted in substance. Today, we talk with our pads. You talk with your helmet, right? Every moment. The Cinderella story is over, man. Right? They're fighting for clicks, we're fighting for wins. There's a difference, right? There's a difference, right? This game ain't gonna be played in Hollywood, it's gonna be played on the grass, right? It's gonna be played on the grass. Let's go.
It translates in practice. I don't say stuff just to say it for a click, you know, contrary to what some may say. But yeah, I keep receipts. But I'm serious. I analyze and I understand what we're up against and what we have and what we need.
Now, think about it in the context of real life, though.
One thing that I could say honestly and candidly, you better get me right now. This is the worst we're going to.
All right. This is the last thing though. This is the thing that I wanted to show, but I wanted that with that context with it. You know what I'm saying? Now I like your opinion on this. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, because my now it's messing up, but the security pact and with Niger. All right, here we go. Let me play it.
Have signed a security pact to protect each other in case of any uprising or external aggression. The three countries are currently ruled by military leaders.
Les parties contractantes œuvreront à neutre.
The contracting parties will work to prevent, manage and resolve any armed rebellion or other threat to territorial integrity and sovereignty of each of the member countries of the alliance, giving priority to peaceful and diplomatic means and, if necessary, to use force to deal with situations of breakdown of peace and stability.
À user de la force pour faire face aux situations de rupture, de la paix et de la stabilité.
Mali's top diplomat says they will stand together as sovereign states.
Toute atteinte à la souveraineté.
Any attack on the sovereignty and the territorial integrity of the one or more of the contracting parties will be considered as the aggression against the other parties and will entail a duty of assistance and relief on the part of all parties.
The three countries are struggling to contain insurgents, and their relations with neighbors and international partners have been strained because of the coups that's brought their military leaders to power. The latest coup in Niger drove a wedge between the three countries and other members of the regional bloc, the Economic Community of West African States, that has threatened to use force to restore constitutional rule.
Certainly not in the interest of any African country in this bloc. So they don't have a choice. Now, the junta have said they're giving it 3 years. All ECOWAS can now do is to negotiate a shorter timeline.
United Nations Deputy Secretary General Amina Mohammed says this is quite concerning.
Well, for me, it's a very big wake-up call to the social contract. You have democracies that are in place. Many of them are a work in progress. And when they don't deliver for people, it leaves people and a country vulnerable to instances like coups. And when you're seeing coups that are being celebrated, you have to think twice. Why would that happen? There's coups in the past were never celebrated. And today they are. So I think it is a question for us to look again back inwards. These models for democracy, the resources that are needed for a democracy to thrive is not just an election. It is about delivering on services for education, for health, for someone to have a job, to have hope, to have some predictability that that nation is growing and that they will be a part of it. When that's absent, that's a big problem.
All the three states were members of the Front's supported G5 Sahel Alliance joint force with Chad and Mauritania to tackle terrorism in the region. But diplomatic ties with France have soured since the coups. All
right, so now keep in mind this is the news and stuff like that, but yeah, go ahead, MD2.
Yeah, I like to see that. As the young lady was alluding to, yes, coups will be celebrated because it's common sense. If something's not working in your household, you're gonna have to fix it, no matter what it is. Even if it's kicking out that cousin who's bringing, drugs and meth heads over to your house, you're gonna have to say, look, man, you got to go. You can't, you're bringing instability and insecurity to the household. And that's just common sense. When she said a work in progress, how would you like to go ahead and get on a plane and you're flying from, New York to LA and the pilot says, don't worry, guys. I'm just getting my license. I'm a work in progress. And by the way, this plane, it's still a work in progress. They're going to go ahead and put the rudder on when we get over to LA. You're not going to get on that plane. Okay, you're going to say, no, I'll walk. Okay, because clearly, for Africa to be a quote unquote work in progress, it's telling you that whatever's there now has not worked, is not working, and is more than likely not going to work. And that's these so-called individuals that allow external countries and other environments to go ahead and exploit, rape, rob, marginalize their territories, their countries. So I love this, the Sahel Pact, and I'm glad that looks like Chad is definitely signing on, because Algeria is like there's like Chad, Mauritania, and Algeria are still kind of sitting on the fence. When I say sitting on the fence, they're not looking at the other side to say, okay, we're going to mediate. They're just saying, look, if this could be successful, then we also can get rid of France. Okay, this is basically a real form of decolonization. Then what I'm doing on my end, because it's not really important what they're doing, it's more important what I'm doing and what we are doing. Those of us who are in that puddle of water, like I talked, not that ocean of salt water of Negroes that like to watch sports every Sunday, or the other ones that are over there just playing cards and hanging out every day. I'm talking about that small puddle of water that'll go ahead and make a thirsty man think it's a gallon. The folks in my forums is because it's more economic. It's what can I do to help is what matters to me. How can I help? The most important four words that I ever, anytime that there's a situation that Black folks need to solve, those are the most important 4 words that I've ever known is, how can I help? What do you need? And so on my end, yes, I'm working on 2 different, basically an asymmetric way of solving the problems in the Sahel, what they call a Sahel, because that's an Arab word. And one is disruption of foreign nationals and foreign tourists and foreign businesses that are in diasporas. Back in the 90s, these German tourists were over in Florida and they were just getting knocked off left and right by what they call thugs, drug dealers, and gangsters, all of them being Black. In other words, Black folks in Florida, I'm almost sure, Florida, they were, one German tourist after the other that I thought that they would have an anti-German hate bill, which they should have. That's how many should have been hurt, marginalized, killed, or robbed. But unfortunately, we're so paranoid of this United Snake structure. Well, after 9/11, I think that some of that paranoia could have rubbed off or could have knocked off on us. And my thing is, why not repeat the process to not only Germans, but also French? Make it wherever they occupy, anywhere, whether it's your neighborhood, your street, you hear that French language, make it uncomfortable for them. I don't care how you have to do it, but make it uncomfortable. Hopefully it'll go to the levels of violence. But that's the mentality of a lot of us are scared, because that's asymmetrical warfare. No different than Ursula von der Leyen at one point said, "Oh, we want to help you." In other words, she's saying we don't need any other coups because it's going to be more expensive for Europeans to live if we can't continue to exploit you. That's what she's saying. The thing is now you're seeing a more intelligent African that knows that it's about survival. You called it Hunger Games. I always say about Hunger Games. I always say King of the Mountain is not a multicultural sport. I've been saying this for like the last 15 years, damn near 20 now. King of the Mountain is not a multicultural sport. Us, it is kumbaya. We'll give you your resources at 1/500th the price. We'll go ahead and attack each other so the exploiters can go ahead and exploit. We'll go ahead and waste our time on sports and everything else. We won't even teach our children that, hey, whenever you're amongst these animals out there, they're going to go ahead and not give you a medal, but they're going to go ahead and extol each other just to go ahead and make you feel bad. We don't teach our children that. This is what happens when you're living in a kumbaya. King of the Mountain is not hunger. It's not kumbaya. It's Hunger Games. That's all King of the Mountain is Hunger Games. And unfortunately, we as Black folks, because of the fact we're on that top of that mountain, no, we're not at the top of the mountain. We want to be at the top, but we want to hold everybody else up. Say, oh, this is kumbaya. No, only one individual in a Thucydides trap wins. That's how life is. It's nature. It is only one winner. One winning tribe, one winning pride, one winning flock. It doesn't matter. One winning herd. Not all of them are going to go ahead and get the golden prize. Okay, they clearly that young little African child, you figured that out pretty quick. The thing is King of the Mountain is Hunger Games, and unfortunately, we're going to have cannons, no different than District 13. We're going to have cannons being played for us, and you know what happens when you have those cannons? That's why I keep telling folks this is a Thucydides trap, but it's one that's not just it's like everybody else is fighting us. And if you know what a Thucydides trap is, the old Greek philosophy of Thucydides, you'll know exactly what that is. And those who are not prepared, not just prepared to fight, but are willing and wanting to fight to get to the top, it's no wonder that they could take our uranium. They could go ahead and exploit our children. Even when we try to participate, they'll go ahead and exploit us. They'll make sure that our time premium is spent on a lot of bullshit and not getting stuff done, on whether it's just playing games or watching games. They'll go ahead. I mean, it's a war that's never ending. And I love war. But my participation is what I think about, Brother Forecast, is what can I do? And so I've developed my own programs. I said, okay, it's to go ahead and spread, the ability to have asymmetric war. So if something happens in Niger, something happens in Toledo to somebody who's French. If something happens in Mali, somebody in Florida who's German or French, they end up getting hurt. That's the first thing. Next thing is to go ahead and, like they say, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. No. The enemy of my enemy is my tool, a weapon or a tool. So therefore, I know that, whether it's France or United States, they've got enemies out there that want to upset them. I've been working in terms of this energy situation and saying, how can I go ahead and help Niger and Mali? And one of the ways is definitely promoting the idea that it's getting cold over there in Europe right now. They don't have natural gas because they pissed off Russia quite a bit. And now they're going to have to get uranium at a cost they can't get it. So it's going to be really, really cold for those in Europe. So what can I do to go ahead and make sure not only to exploit it, but to continue that practice to make it even worse? Make them even more desperate. Like my dad said, thieves fall out. And these are thieves. They're fixing to fall out. Especially if you saw what happened with Poland and Ukraine. Thieves fall out. And with that happening, there's more opportunities to exploit the situation. There's a lot of folks, even on the local and the government level, on the local and street level, that are pissed off, like Algerians that are in Paris that damn near set it on fire this summer. How can I go ahead and exploit this? You got Morocco that just went ahead and told France, no, we don't need you. Even though we have an earthquake that killed over 3,000 of us, and you want to give us this money, we'll go ahead and say, we don't want it because it always has strings attached. This is, how do you exploit the situation to go ahead and help these countries? Is all this on my mind, not CU Buffaloes and Deion Sanders, because that's child stuff. And I don't mind that. Hey, let the children play. But if you're really thinking in terms of, like I said, I call it the grown-ups table, you'll realize that this world is Hunger Games. And the only way to win is to be very, very hungry, because of the fact that if you're either going to eat and devour everyone else, or you're going to end up being prey to them. I'll pass the mic there, Brother Forecast.
Yeah, exactly, MD2. And, and I agree with you. And the thing is, right, if only we could say, we be like, yo, we the Cowboys, it ain't got nothing to do with none of that. You ain't getting nothing, but we be like, you know what I'm saying? But that's the issue. Like, if we see it like what you're saying, like, you would know that as Black people anywhere, you know what I'm saying? And by the way, war has been declared like 700, 2,000, 5,000, 6,000, however many damn years back you want to go. And by the way, shouts out to Oni in the building. I know you're enjoying it over there in Africa. So shouts out to Oni. Shouts out to Consider in the building. I appreciate you for coming through. You know what I'm saying? But if only we could say we when it comes to us with stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I understand what you're saying, but one of the things that was kind of crazy to me, and I know you heard it, but it's just surreal when you just hear a brother say this out of space. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was like, yo, why you keep talking about some Deion stuff? He was like, I'm just supporting him because they said he couldn't do it. And that's one of the things, even with when you talk about the Negro leagues, they was like, well, I just want to prove to white people that I'm good enough to be in your stuff. You know what I'm saying? And this is I'm still seeing Black men just to see it in real time. You know what I'm saying? I know it exists, but just to see it and then constantly over and over, it's just I was like, man, y'all is some real, I say clones, you know what I'm saying? Y'all is just some real clones. And it's just disturbing to see and then the trance that you be in, because I used to watch football and all that stuff too, and I get yo, I'll be like, yo, no, everybody's stats and everything like that, but we don't know nothing about what we supposed to know. You know what I'm saying? And it's a trance, and we try to get away from who we are. You know what I'm saying? Because we know that we don't want it. You know what I'm saying? It's when I say Hunger Games, right? Like I said before, when Shell BP got all that stuff and from all that oil from Nigeria, there was a civil war between two Black people that they was funding, and who was getting all of the oil. But the thing is, millions of people died because they died of famine. And in the real world, we got food deserts, all this stuff. It's not a game. It's a game, but it's not a game. You know what I'm saying? But it's the real life Hunger Games. You know what I'm saying? Where it's survival based off what you at, and we just keep allowing people into the cookout over and over. And you know, it's just what I'm saying. Like, we just so friendly because we say, I am this country. I use the Olympics as an example. Like, you think America would win gold medals if it wasn't for the black people? You think, you know what I'm saying, France would be in any competitions, you know what I'm saying, except for like, you know what I'm saying, like maybe rowing or something, you know what I'm saying? It's something black people haven't taken over yet, but we represent everybody else but ourselves at the end of the day. And then to see this docile nature in real time with everything that is going on, you know what I'm saying? MD2, you know, this is because you was like, yeah, you know, oh, what's it gonna be? This is what it's gonna be. MD2, watch this, you know.
Off Antonio Brown. Next up for auction, we got Antonio Brown. Do I hear $20? We got Antonio Brown. Do I hear $20? $20, look at the one, look at the one, two, 22, look at the three, bid three, look at the one, bid four, look at the five, look at the five, look at the five, bid 6, 7, look at the bid, look at the bid, 9, bid $30, bid 1, 2, 33, look at the one, bid 4, look at the 5, $35, look at the bid 6, no, 7, 8, 38, look at the bid, now 9, $40, bid 1, $41, bid 2, 3, 4, 5, $45. Y'all are all done. Sold $44 at the man.
45, he got 45. So I'll sell you my life for 10 and you take, well, no, $3, you know what I'm saying? You paying 45. I don't know. You know, that's what's next, MD2. So that was just the answer to your question. But, you know, you got any last words, my brother? My bad for that. But go ahead.
Here we have FBA, and the next we have the gender wars, and the next we have the Negroes that are in the club, and the next we got the Negroes that are, okay, see you, Buffaloes, oh, $45. That's where we're headed, okay? Okay, that, brother Forecast, is our future, okay? And I remember having a conversation with you back in 1718, or was it 1704? And we saw this this Negro, and he just couldn't wait to go ahead and lift these bales of cotton. I mean, he was just like, man, I need to go ahead and lift this. You know, this is, you know, and we looked at.
Now I was gonna say it was 17. It was exactly 100 years before 1804, because that's how I remember. It was 1704.
Yeah, my memory slips me. Yeah, 1704, and I think it was over there in Richmond or something like that. You'll know better than me because my memory slips me. And I remember when you were looking at me and you said, "Look, MG2, man, what's going on with this brother? He could go ahead and kill 3 of those slave masters." And you know, he was just, you know, when he heard that auction, he's just like, man, I am important. Look at that. They all want to buy me. Look at me, you know. And he heard those numbers going up, and he started figuring, man, I am just really important because the numbers kept going up and up and up. And we're looking at him, and you said, man, this brother could kill all of them at once. And you said, man, I'd even help him do it. But see, the thing is that brother represents black folks in general, who literally don't know the value that they have, so other folks put an arbitrary value on them to get the maximum use. Here's what I mean. Not just in sports, not just in music. The maximum majority of black folks right now, and the revenue that United Snakes gets, relatively speaking, coming from black folks, is because we have that thing called a JOB. Ain't no different. Someone else is going to maximize your value for their potential, but yet your value is 10 times more than what they're getting. No matter what it is, we are so much more valuable, but we don't know our value. So therefore we sell it to someone else. And of course they're going to profit. They're going to do quite well. I mean, it'd be foolish for them not to. It's just common sense. Whether it's in the baseball, basketball, football, hip hop, whether it's in movies, whether it's on the pulpit, doesn't matter what it is. If you don't know your value, somebody else will put an arbitrary value on it, and then your value is valueless because they're not going to go ahead and tell you your value because it'll take money out of their pocket. The thing is, brother Forecast, is Hunger Games does not work like that. Hunger Games are the individuals that know their value, or they end up dead. Okay, they're like, look, you know, if we don't know how important we are, because we have only one shot, and that's to make it through this next challenge. Otherwise, they'll be playing cannons for us. And the thing is, I keep stressing that, brother Forecast. A lot of it is whatever somebody does to us, like what they did to that young child, you know, not handing her a medal, being very insidious. I thank them. It used to tear me up, but I cannot expect a skunk not to stink. Therefore, I expect my enemy to do what they've been doing from day one. Matter of fact, if they did change, I would have a cause for alarm. If they did decide, you know what, we're going to give that little child a medal. You know what, we're not going to go ahead and exploit African resources. Matter of fact, we're going to leave your country and we're going to pay you back. I get scared because that would be me looking at the sun to rise in the west. And I haven't seen that happen on the decades I've been on the planet, even when I was high. So the thing is I kind of look forward to those because it gives me a more, it gives more realization into the Hunger Games that we live. And not the Hunger Games we don't want to go ahead and exist in. We like to bury our heads in the sand as if these folks will change or this will change or we can make this society better or we can make that. I'm not here to make a so-called Thucydides trap better. I'm here to destroy anyone out there that's not African in this Thucydides trap. I'm not out here to go ahead, let's make America better and make it more just and make it more equitable. No. I'm here to burn it down. Malcolm X said it best. Hey, if Massa's house is burning, he's praying for a stiff wind. It just so happens I've been in touch with some Russians and I'm trying to go ahead and get it nuked. I could care less. It's just common sense. I'm not here to go ahead and renovate hell. I just want to get rid of it. And the only way we're going to have heaven as a black folk is realizing that this Hunger Games, unless we win, and unless we go ahead and fight to win, this Hunger Games will be hell. And a hell we're going to live in, but a hell that we don't deserve. Thank you there, Brother Forecast. I'm gonna go ahead and again, I can't thank you enough. It's always a pleasure just listening to the broadcast and whatnot. Peace to the chat. Hotep.
No, yeah, definitely MD2. Yeah, you said, and I agree with you. And you know what? Cassandra said, she said the same thing you said. Like everything you said was fact. She was like, they do what they do best. Maybe we'll wake up now. They're gonna continue to do what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, that's a absolute fact. You know what I'm saying? That what goes on. But you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't know, man. It's the same cycles over and over again. And you're absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point. It's just, I had to, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, like I even told them to their face and they thought it was funny. But it's no wonder that we're still slaves because like you said, like we go into their jobs, like we laugh at talk about the football players, but like we go to their jobs, you know what I'm saying? Their owners make billions of dollars, but your owners may make millions, but they only give you $20-something if you're lucky, maybe 15, you know what I'm saying? And just like them, you know what I'm saying? Most of the time they getting like 300,000. And then when they get brain injuries, they're like, well, your IQ is low. So, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I appreciate you for coming on MD2 and shouts out to and man, like I know a lot of y'all probably watching now because the football game is over, but you know what I'm saying, you gonna be slaves forever, you know what I'm saying? I want you to know that. But shouts out to Oni in the building who went back over to Africa over there right now. And you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to him. Shouts out to Cassandra, and he went live today. Y'all subscribe to him. Y'all subscribe to MD2. And Koku, shouts out to Koku in the building. Of course, shouts out to Raw, the realist in the building. She knows the answer, you know what I'm saying? Highly favored, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Erica Howard, you know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, man, like, it's the truth. Like, if you ain't willing to compete, then we die of hunger. We literally do. It's literally true. Like, millions of us die of hunger all the time, you know what I'm saying? So, is you ready to compete or not? You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to let the collective of black men, I must admit, I used to be a fan when I was in the trance of this guy, you know what I'm saying? But he going to be give him the last word for the collective of black men.
I grew up on the land of a former slave plantation. And although I didn't know this as a child, it is where my great-great-great-grandfather tilled the soil. A few years ago, I visited that same plantation in Central Texas with my family and stood in the slave quarters where he lived. It's now named Tomlinson Hill.
I missed the part where he was like,
George was brought here in chains on a slave ship from West Africa. His last name, Tomlinson, was given to him by the man who owned him. Tomlinson was the slave owner's last name. What extraordinary courage it must have taken for him to rebuild his life after the life he was born to was stolen. How did he reclaim his identity, his dignity, when he had no freedom to choose for himself? But in the slave quarters, my name began with the man who owned my great-great-great-grandfather. Now, it's proudly carried by me, my children, my extended family.
Goddamn.
People stop me on the street because they know me as LT, the football player. But after football, people have begun to recognize me as LaDainian Tomlinson. Not simply for what I did as a football player, but for who I am as a man. The family legacy that began in such a cruel way has given birth to generations of successful, caring Tomlinsons. I firmly believe that God chose me to help bring two races together under one last name, Tomlinson.
Yeah, one of them, the owner, still to this day, literally, he had an owner, and the other one, the slave. He brought us together. Maybe God did do this. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is the last words from Black Man.
I'm of mixed race, and I represent America. My story is America's story. All our ancestors, unless we're American Indian, came from another country, another culture. Football is a microcosm of America.
That's true.
All races, religions, and creeds living, playing, competing side by side.
Jim Brown, like, what the hell? Oh, sorry.
So when white people start talking about you're special, you're so different. You're not like the others. You start believing that shit until the cops pull you over. You go, well, I was special. Yeah, nigga, just put your head down and keep it. I'll put a special bullet in your ass. I just don't want to get too comfortable. Brothers can't afford to get too comfortable, you know? Because that's when you become the pawn. That's when they use your ass. Anytime white people want to smooth some shit over, they go get that rich nigga and put you on TV to represent the people, you know? You have you asking your questions like, Damon, now that you made this $13 million, and we're not counting, now that you made all this money, let me ask you this. Let me just throw this out at you. You respond any way you want. Is there racism in America? You be sitting there thinking about that paycheck, talking about, no, sir. If in there is, I ain't seen none.
Damn. Yo, MG2, we gonna starve to death, bro. What? Yo, anyway, man, I appreciate it, yo. But yeah, they were clapping for it because, you know, that's what it is, you know what I'm saying? But shouts out to all of y'all for coming through. I appreciate it. And as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're gonna keep falling for anything.